Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
Double dog, double dog.
Shoot.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Now they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Here we go, set. 18 Gator.
Here we go, here we go. Out, 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 out.
Blue draw corkers.
Sponge.
Look at me. Dog, dog. Go.
Throwing on first down. Lawrence into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Watch for flat.
Here's Darnold.
Watch flat motion. Pop, pop, pop.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal.
Lady.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Shift. Check 99. Check 99. Red 80. You lady.
61, matchbox light.
They'll try to run this one in, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to one remaining. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. Third and goal.
Safety's creeping.
53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Tighten up. Pull it together.
53's the mic.
They'll try to run this one in, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. And the 13-year man puts it through, and the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
Stop, let's go.
Ready?
Second and 3. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a third and 3.
Under 10.
Hey, orbit. Hit it.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, first and 10. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. And it's the NFC champs, the Falcons, that have moved out to an early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up first and 10 at the 40. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
4 down. Lady.
On first down, it's Darnold.
Watch the curl.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Touchdown, baby. Let's go.
Andy Isabella,
Let's go.
his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here we go. Here
The
we go.
Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
High.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Rip left, rip left.
Let go.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
On the set.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Mike's 5-4.
Quarterback, go
Now.
2nd and 11.
begin to turn you up. Don't get nervous.
And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of the... This first quarter.
With the score Panthers 10, Saints nothing.
Come on.
An
set.
incomplete
Send
pass on that
juice
last
off.
play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
5.
From the gun, Lawrence. He's got Smith here. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina.
Oh,
Andy
touchdown.
Isabella. 85 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Gano the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Ready.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you
don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But
Yeah.
let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break
Right.
earlier in the
60
game.
outlaw.
The energy level hasn't been there right from the start.
right.
We've noticed
Let's
that.
go, Dean,
They've
let's
got to
go.
find a way to get on their toes
Swing.
and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Let's go.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In breaking route,
54's Mike,
drove it with
54's Mike.
excellent
Gone,
pace.
gone.
Money throw right there
Let's go,
to move the
defense.
sticks.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara.
Run.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Hey, come on, oh, come on, oh.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So
Ready,
after the run
50,
by
play.
Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
I got him.
Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what
Let's go
we've
now.
seen in this
60
first half.
Pittsburgh.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked
here we go.
lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Beat River. Beat River.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Down. 18 Gator.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go, tackle. Let's go.
Ready.
From the gun, Lawrence. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. The end result, 21 yards. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it, because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Touchdown for Dave.
A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. That's complete to his running back, Kamara.
Here we go. Set. 70. Indy. Now.
2nd and 4. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the... Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Mike 54. You can't block me. You can't block me. Watch Twist. Watch Twist. Hey.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
On 1st down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Watch Twist, watch Twist, watch Twist.
To throw on 3rd down, Lawrence. And that's caught by Smith. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 29-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch the screen.
Ready.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This complete to Jones. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally.
It's a foot race. He's at the 30, 10, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the 1st half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
There we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Darnold taking a shot for Samuel. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. Then he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Mike, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
So don't say nothing.
Now.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Okay,
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
What we got?
Hard, fight.
From the gun, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Ready.
That's what I'm
80 weapon.
Sex all day, baby. Go ahead,
Get it.
You can't
Throwing
stop me.
on 3rd and long. Lawrence. And he's going to go down again. Brian Burns racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play.
53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Hey, defense, let's get that.
2nd down and 10, Darnold. That's going to be caught by Samuel. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's go.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gano the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 25. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
Ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. 2nd time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Ready, set.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be taken down at the 18. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They've got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here we go, here we go. 30 base.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Gone.
Let's keep it up, guys. Check, crunch.
Check, go.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because...
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go. Come on,
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, defense.
Yeah.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this third quarter of play. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs.
On the ready.
But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
5.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Smoke. Shoot.
On 4th down, Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off around the 41. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
We're going to start.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
Red 80.
Mike 50.
Keep going, oh, keep going.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
22 yards there, a first down.
Mike 53. Check 53.
Red 80.
Check.
Right back to him on first down. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. Extra point try good by Gano. And that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Ready up.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points.
And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 21, and he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And fresh off the pick six. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Back to throw. Lawrence. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it. Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Let's get it.
The Saints on 3rd down, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile.
He's not going to get me.
Alert 3, alert 3.
General West. Ready.
On the ground, Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go with Kamara. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Mike 22.
Hey, let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
On 1st down, Darnold letting one go deep for the end zone. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gano the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
Ready?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Mike 54.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Now.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And once again, not much running room, if any at all.
Your trip is here,
Call it no
baby.
gain on the
Your
run
trip
there, and now
is
they'll be
here.
looking at a 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has
Easy
been
work.
a
It's
one-sided
easy work, and it's
affair.
coming again.
Ready.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They
Watch the
face
slant,
a
watch the
3rd
slant.
down now as they try to find a late score. They'll run. This is Kamara. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs
That's
into
it,
a
baby.
wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
Woo! Okay, baby, I see you.
Here we go.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down.
54, watch 54.
So trailing here in the last
Rocket,
quarter.
rocket.
Let's see how this plays out.
He's checking.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go
ready,
for it
get
with
ready,
such little
get ready.
time remaining, and the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
We're going to set.
22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Oh, lady. Hey, check.
Mike's 22. Mike's 22.
And Darnold wants to throw the football. Being chased out left. He's going to let it go. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's
There we
another
go.
touchdown. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will
Let's
be a
go, baby.
touchback,
Let's
and it
go.
comes out to the 25-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Getting set for their next drive, the
Mike's
New
by 4.
Orleans offense.
Bring it.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive? And my goodness, another interception. Snags it for the pick. And this one will be returned to right around the
Hey, let's
38-yard
go.
line.
Interception
He was
all
trying
day,
to hit
baby.
Thomas that time. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got?
lady.
Give me some.
Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Come on,
The
set.
Saints
30
offense
days.
on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
Here we go.
The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with second and very long. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a